So, hi again. So I'm back again, and I would like to talk to you a little bit about my private sittings. And I think regardless if I enjoy demonstrating more than anything, and I know it is because the rush of energy in a short while, when you're linking with the spirit and you're doing a couple of contexts, especially when you're working with others at the Arthur Findlay College or something like that. But when you're working one-to-one, for me, it's more uncomfortable. And I think it's because it's the closeness there. And I do it, and I will never back down on it, because I also know that that's when we probably do our best job. And that's where we probably help the most people, because in that intimate session, you know, it's about healing, and it's a lot about finding joy in life again, maybe one of the reasons, or find yourself, or just get comfort that life goes on after death. But it is an intimate situation, and it's a lot of emotions going on. And when you're standing on a platform and demonstrating the evidence, it's more that you're on a distance and you don't get so sucked in. So it's easier, I think. But by saying that, I think the private sittings is the most needed thing we can do. And for me, it's not about, you know, if you're going to buy a new car or a new house or find a new wife or a husband or whatever, because the spirit world will never tell things like that. And I think, or I believe that there is a spiritual law out there. And I think because I'm a spiritualist, I believe in personal responsibility. So I take responsibility for my life. And that means that they can't interfere and tell me how to live my life. And they wouldn't, because what am I learning if they will guide me through everything? I'm here to learn. That's what I think. So when I do a private sitting, if they come for an evidential, I try to stick, if I do a 30 minutes evidential sitting, I try to stick for 30 minutes on just evidence on the person they want to talk to on the other side. If they give me free hands, talk about whatever you like during these 30 minutes, I actually decide at the moment, if I feel someone from the spirit world really strongly, I start to work with the spirit world. If I don't, I start to work intuitively to get to know the person in front of me. Because how can I give someone advice if I don't know how they're functioning? So for me, it's very important to look into the person in front of me. They should know that I know what I'm doing. They should feel that I see them, that I hear them, and that I know them when I'm working with them. And when I look at the strength and the weakness within them, that's also when I can give them proper advice. Because if I don't know them, I can give them advice that not sing along at all with who they are. And then if I start with that, then I have my intention here to see if someone is building up, so to speak, around me, someone, so I can feel the energy stronger, and then I bring the spirit world in. So if they only want a spiritual assessment, then I work, like I said, who they are, and then I open up for what talent, what is going on in their life, how can they strengthen whatever situation they are in, and how can they deal with it to help them move forward. And I read the aura because I find it very easy, and I started with that. So for me, my first ever professional sitting, I actually did with an Auragraphs. And because I was shy, it was a good thing to start with, because I could look down in the paper and I could color in with different colors, and I could speak about the colors and just look up a little bit from time to time. But it means that I didn't felt so looked at, and still today, I never look the person I work with straight in their eyes. Never. I put my vision or my sight on the spot behind them, on the side of them. And I do that for two reasons. Not because I'm shy anymore, but it's quite uncomfortable when someone's staring at you. And not only that, if I'm staring at someone, it's so easy to get hooked on, or if you see you're saying something and you see the recipient go, immediately your mind will tell you that, maybe I'm doing something wrong here. So if I don't look at them, I can stay within my energy and I can continue what I'm talking about. And then I look at the recipient and ask them if they understand it. And usually they do. So that's also how I make it easier for me, because I don't want to get caught up in the sitter or the recipient. So I make it as easy as I can. Now I'm coming to something that actually stirred up quite of emotions in Sweden at one time. And it still is quite a dodgy subject for certain people and certain mediums. Because if someone comes for a sitting with me and they are in bereavement, they maybe have lost the daughter or the son, I don't bring in grandmother. And a lot of mediums says that, well, you may be not ready to talk to your son or your daughter yet, so grandma is coming instead. And I think that is a lot of crap. I'm sorry to say. I think it's just an excuse from the medium, or because of their insecurity, or what they've been taught, so what they believe in, because I've done a lot of these mistakes in the back. But today, when I know that the spirit world will always be around me, everyone they want to talk to will be there. There's no time in the spirit world. So why would they need time before they come back? And if the person, the mom or the dad is coming because their son or daughter has died, why wouldn't they be ready? They wouldn't show up if they wasn't ready. So once again, I don't bring in grandma. I always ask them, because you feel the bereavement, the grief is there. And when you feel that, I always ask them if there's someone particular they want to speak to from the spirit world. And if they say yes, sometimes I usually say, don't tell me who it is, but if I'm bringing in the wrong one, please tell me, because I don't want to waste their time. Because if they lost a son and are speaking to grandma, they will just sit there and wait and wait and wait, and it won't mean a thing that I bring in grandma in. And sometimes they tell me immediately, I want to speak to my mom, and then my intention is mom, and they will be there. And of course, it's easier sometimes than it is another time to speak to different souls in the spirit world, because they're coming through as they was when they was alive, so we could recognize them. So if I have someone with my energy who has a little bit of my background, it will be an easy reading, and I will pick up more information because I can recognize myself in the soul and the spirit that's communicating with me. But if I have someone where I don't feel I connect with, I struggle. It feels like I'm struggle, at least. Then sometimes they say it's good anyway, but it's not that flow that I want to have. And that's also something to remember out there when you're working. Even if you feel it's like, this is not the pace I wanted to come in. It might be really good for the sitter anyway, so don't judge yourself too hard, okay? I just want to mention one more thing, because I'm sure there's going to be some of you who's really upset when I'm saying this, that I know they're there, I can speak to anybody. And in Sweden, I got to hear that, Mia, she ordered them from the spirit world. And I used to say, yes, I do. And no, I don't. I don't have to order them. They are already there. So because I believe that so strongly, I've never had any failure. Knock, knock on wood. But so far, everybody that has been in bereavement and come to me, they have been there. Then, of course, better or less good work is done, of course. So, in any other business all over the world, if you're buying a service and you're not happy, okay, there are what we say reclamation, you get the money back, okay? So, let's say your car has broken down. The engine has failed. So you leave it to the service, the garage where you leave the cars, and they're saying, come back in a couple of days and we have fixed it. You're coming back in a couple of days, and the person that worked on the car says, I'm sorry, I couldn't fix your engine, but I gave you 4 new tires instead. Would you be happy with the service? Of course not, and you wouldn't pay for it. But as a medium, it's like when people coming to a medium, they think that they can't have opinion. You can't argue with someone who's been working as long as me, for example, 30 years. Usually they think like I did, you know, who am I to think different than the medium? I'm just a little nobody, just little old me with no experience. Yeah, maybe we are, but we still shouldn't be paying a lot of money if we are coming because our son and our daughter has died and you get granny. It's not fair. It's much better as a medium to say, I know it's not up to the spirit world. This is my fault. And if it's not working for, let's say, about 10 minutes, give the money back and tell them it's an experiment. I'm going to do the best for you. I can't promise you anything. Then you don't have the pressure there. But I can promise you that they will be there every time. So that's what I have to say today. So there you go. Have a really, really good day or evening or night wherever you are. So bye.